Welcome to another installment of our SQL Developer series. This time what we're going to do is show you how to automatically generate a package of code in PL SQL for doing the basic data manipulation on one of your tables. This can save you a lot of time when you're just trying to get started with an API for a table and you don't want to write everything from scratch. So in SQL Developer, we're going to connect here as the HR user. That's an Oracle demo account. And if we expand the tables in the actual Object Navigator, we'll see that we have the basic tables that come in that account. And there's a jobs table. And the jobs table's small, so we'll use that. And it's got 4 columns. If I want to build the package for this table, what SQL Developer actually does is allows me to create a script to build the package, which I can then edit, or I can simply just build it as it generates it. So let's look at where that would be. I would go to the table option on the menu, and then go to Generate Table API on the bottom here. And what it does is it's going to take the code and drop the code for creating both the package specification and the package body into one of the SQL worksheets. So you can see I can actually minimize this here, close down that one. That's my package specification, and then this would be the body. Now, if I don't want to edit any of this to change anything from default, which I'm not going to do, I can simply run this script, and let's see what we get out of this. So I'm going to put my cursor here at the top, and I'm going to use the Run Script button here, and we will run it, and we will see that the package jobs TAPI for table API was compiled, and the body jobs TAPI was also compiled. To see that in SQL Developer, I would come over to the Packages node. Let's do a refresh, and I can see that I have the package here. I can expand that package, and I see that I have the body. Just for good measure, let's close off this window here. We don't want to run that create or replace on accident again. And now I can actually try some of the code. Just quickly, let's open the package and see what's in there. So we have an insert, update, and delete procedure. We also see there's a record type that gets built, and that gets built in case you want to pass records between PL SQL programs. It's not used by default in the API, but SQL Developer creates it for you anyway. So if I open up the body, I can see there's a very easy to use insert procedure. Takes in the 4 parameters, 1 for each column. The not nulls are based off the nullability of the actual column in the database. And it does a very simple insert. No bells, no whistles, just a simple insert. So you could easily come in here, add exception handlers, put in conditional logic, do transformations. But this is the basic package that you get. So let's see if we can execute this and see if this works. To look at something, let's open the jobs table first. And let's get the data. So we can see there's all these job IDs here, the title, salary, min, and max. We'll add a test job to this table using the API. A couple ways I can do that. I can simply call it here by typing out a block of code in the worksheet, or I can actually go to the package, right-click and say Run, and what will happen is it will give me the runnable targets in the package. I'm going to run an insert. And so what the Run tool in SQL Developer does is gives me a little anonymous block here, little test rig, so I can run this. And I had come in here before and run this once, so I had some predetermined data in here. What happens is it declares some variables for you here, and then you can simply set those variables to whatever you want them to be inside of this script. And then it actually calls the package.procedure, and it assigns the variables using the named parameter notation. And there's a rollback here to put it back. We're going to leave that commented out for now. So let's run this and see if the API works. We'll say OK. The way we could check is we could query the jobs table with a SQL statement, or we could simply come back to the jobs tab, do a refresh, and we'll see, in fact, there is the test job. So an easy way for you to get started making an API for your tables. And again, you would come back to that later and add other code, other logic as dictated by your business rules.